The Kinsey Institute was curious to see which demographic is more likely to orgasm, and they wanted to see how orgasm relates to sexual orientation, which seems fascinating. So what they did is they looked at bisexual people, straight people, lesbians, gay people, and they found some really, really interesting information based on couples or individuals, respondents, that have been having sex with a familiar partner, someone that they've been having regular sex with. So they didn't really want to interview people that are having random sex with random people because you might not have the same level of comfort when you're sleeping with that person, right? Mm-hmm. So, and of course, the more comfortable you are with someone, the more likely you are to orgasm. You get the picture. So they controlled for that particular element. Here's what they found. Existing literature demonstrates substantial variation in orgasm experiences among women and to a lesser but not inconsequential extent among men. The current study confirms existing findings and advances our understanding of orgasm occurrence among men and women across self-identified sexual orientation categories. All right, so lots of fancy stuff there. Here's the interesting stuff, all right?
I just like that somebody wrote a sentence that involved the understanding of orgasm occurrences. Okay, let's understand those occurrences.
Okay, so Jank and I are clowns, so we're going to have a lot of fun with this story. But remember, these researchers
are very serious orgasms we're talking about.
But they're very clinical in their explanations.
That's right.
They're not doing this because they're like Beavis and Butthead and they're getting a rise out of it, right?
Okay, no, of course not. They're not Beavis and Butthead. But there's no way they didn't like halfway through be like, oh, that's the funny with the way she came.
All right. So now there were about 2,850 people that they interviewed for this. It's based on self-reporting, so keep that in mind. Nonetheless, the findings were fascinating. More than 7% of heterosexual women suffer from something known as orgasmia, reporting never ever reaching an orgasm. And those are the saddest people on the planet. I feel terrible for them, and there should be a considerable amount of research done into how to help them.
Yes. Let's start an Indiegogo for the women who never orgasm. Okay, but kidding aside, it is, of course, 7% is not an insignificant number, right? So that sucks. And the thing is, they've never even experienced an orgasm, so they don't know how good it is. Maybe that's a good thing, because if they knew and then they were missing out, that would suck even worse. So that's unfortunate. Guys, of course, don't fall into that bracket.
They don't.
Nearly at the same levels. Nowhere near the same levels.
So some more stats on women. Only 16.2% of heterosexual women reported orgasm 100% of the time, which is bananas. Most, or 411 respondents, reported reaching orgasm 75 to 99% of the time they engaged in sexual activity. Not bad.
That's not so bad. At first I was like, that's kind of depressing that only 16% of women orgasm every time. But 75 to 99, okay.
No, I think that's actually really good. And do men orgasm every single time?
You betcha. You know
okay. So I don't know.
I don't know. You tell me. You got the study.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do. I don't know. Anyway, so
I don't know. That was kind of cute. I don't know. All right, tell me about the lesbians first.
Okay. Lesbian women, however, showed the highest capacity for orgasm.
Good for you.
With 25% saying they climaxed with every sexual experience, and 46% reporting orgasm 75 to 99% of the time. Very few reported orgasmia. Amazing.
Is there a worse concept than orgasmia? I mean, it sounds as bad as it is,
yes.
right? Now, look, good for the lesbians. You know,
I have theories, not theories, hypotheses.
Well, of course. We're all going to have the same one. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay, all right. Because they're familiar with the terrain.
Yeah, and also, yes, they're familiar with the terrain, and also I think that when it comes to lesbian sexual interactions, there's more likely to be cunnilingus, right? And
that's an interesting theory. Okay.
You thought I wasn't going to have an interesting point, but I did. Okay. So there's going to be oral sex, and there's going to be more stimulation of the clitoris, and of course that's what leads to orgasms for a lot of women, not every woman, obviously, from the statistics I gave you. So
yeah, no, you're right, because a lot of guys are goofballs, and they think, oh, I'll fuck her and I'll fuck her good, yeah. No, but hold on now, wait a minute now. You might want to think about the clit a little bit, right? Just calm down,
not
big guy.
A little bit, a lot of it.
Right. Yeah. Whereas women aren't knuckleheads like that. They know what makes them feel good, and they think, oh, wait, I got an idea. Why don't I do that to her? and they'll probably be a little bit more patient. Now, again, it's a little bit hypothesis here. And like, take your time, figure out what's working.
It's a little more sensual.
Oh, and they'll talk to one another. You know what I mean? Guys aren't going to talk. They'll be like, I'm going in hard, right? Okay, whereas women are going to be like, oh, does this feel good? Oh yeah, let's continue down that path.
I think for all couples, regardless of sexual orientation, the most important thing is communication. So how comfortable are you? How comfortable are you with your partner? Do you communicate what you want, how you want it, when you want it? All those things are really important. And I think a lot of people, because of shaming in the press and all that other stuff, feel uncomfortable expressing what they want. But just tell him or tell her, like, this is how I like it. And oftentimes, if you're with the right partner, they will be receptive.
All right, now let's go to men's orgasmic experiences.
All right, so overall, men's orgasmic experiences showed less variation. Few men reported orgasmia, and all 3 sexual orientations were concentrated in the top 2 brackets.
So the top 2 brackets, remember, is you either come 100% of the time or 75 to 99% of the time.
Yeah.
So almost all men come 75% of the time or more, okay? I'm sorry, have an orgasmic occurrence. Okay, to be more technical about it. So this, of course, is the least surprising finding in the study. The sex. I remember one time I hooked up with a girl, and I went to work, right? And she reached the conclusion that she wanted to reach. Okay. And then she did not reciprocate, and I was puzzled by that. I was like, so that's it? We're done? We're gonna go home?
We're talking about oral sex.
No, we went to work, okay?
So wait, so she came and then, after she came, she just wanted to stop?
She's like, yeah, all right, let's wrap it up. Okay, I'll see you later, okay?
So how did you respond to that?
I was like, fascinating. Okay, well then that happened. Okay, I probably went and got a banana cream pie. Anyway, so I was surprised. I was fascinated by that approach. And then I thought, my God, how often does that happen to women?
Yeah.
Probably a lot, right? Because oftentimes the sexual experience will end when the man orgasms. So it's unsurprising that he orgasms a great majority of the time. And then a lot of times the knuckleheads will forget, oh, right, she's supposed to come too, right?
Yeah. Dude, those are the worst guys on the planet.
On the planet.
They're so greedy.
You know who you are.
It's just not right. It's not right.
My main takeaway is go get them, lesbians, okay? You go, girl. They know what they're doing.